Greetings, I'm Epictetus, and this is Epic Tech. You gotta admit, the sunrises on Aqua are pretty incredible. However, my ability to design ships, not so much. You can see my two capital ships in this view, the cube and the elongated cube. Yeah, I'm getting there. One of the things I need to do is get some coloring and that kind of thing in, because, yeah, it's still gray. But I have been doing quite a bit of armoring, and I think I've got the inside pretty close to complete. I added a whole bunch of lights, and I did my best. Not great with lighting, but, you know, it's not bad. You can see, which is good. It's kind of like the main goal of lighting, I guess. And, well, here's the bridge so far. Yep, it's a bridge, all right. I kind of like the way the windows turned out. You get a lot of visibility, and it has kind of an interesting look. And then, oh, no, I don't need to go to the back of the ship. I'm working on something. Actually, we're going to work today on something right here that's going to be kind of a prep room, is what I'm thinking. So, well, we'll get to that in a minute. As you can see, I kind of gave up on trying to shape a whole lot. I'm just not that great on that kind of thing. Though I have a feeling that once things are colored and whatnot, it'll be better. One issue I've been running across is I am running out of combat steel, which means I'm running out of hardened plates, I think is what they're called. And yeah, we need to do something about that. Hardened steel plates. Each combat steel plate is 8 of them, and as you can imagine, they go quick. So I'm going to try and get out there and get some more iron and that kind of thing. But for right now, we're going to work on a few things inside. So here's my thought. If I remove, by the way, every time I come across a hardened steel block, I've been deconstructing it because I'm not using hardened steel blocks. I am using steel blocks and combat steel. I kind of want a door directly between the captain's room and the bridge, as well as a room that I can use to change my armor and that kind of thing. So this should probably just get picked up. But I think I might want to seal that and leave this not, you know, like not have a door on this. I'm not really sure. Oh, and speaking of doors, somebody pointed out that I have an external door right here, not an internal door. So if we look at the doors here, you can see that airtight equals true on a lot of them, but false on some of them. We actually want one where it says airtight equals false. Otherwise, if we're out in space, this won't actually have any air in it. Unless I put like a ventilator on the ground or something, which, you know, is an option. But I'm thinking let's just go ahead and put in a door like that. I think that's cool. Yeah, I like that. Okay, so if we put an airtight door here, like that, and then we'll just need to put something here, like that. I guess we can just put walls on the other side. Well, that's just darn right ugly. We might have to do something a little different there, but one way or another, if we have a door there that then leads down, that's airtight. Man, I don't like the way this is turning out. Thought I had this all somewhat figured out, but nah. Ooh. Sudden inspiration hits. What if... No! This happens to me a lot, where I do something dumb and end up going underwater, like falling off the pier. So I put in this stairway. Which I don't... Okay, there we go. Yeah, what if I did this? Like this. And then this brought me up to here. Put that back. And then I put 2 doors on this. So I can put an armored door there, which, you know, is fine, but we need to be able to seal this off from the outside. So if I then place, and make sure that that's airtight though. So from the prep room, I can walk in and go down, but here's the problem with that, and that is this. Okay, I could do something like that. But now I have a way to exit either... That's just weird, though. Oh, that's bizarre looking. I do not like that at all. No, that is not acceptable. Nor is that. Oh my goodness. No matter where I put it, it's kind of getting in the way. Unless I put it right there then. Hang on. This work? Ooh, that might work. That looks a lot better from the inside. I can still do the 2-door thing. Like that. And then if I want, I can just put a regular wall in here. Hey, hey. That's looking pretty good. Okay, so let's put this back the way it was to begin with. And then now, if I want to, I can put in an armored locker here. Come on. Oh, that's got a... Oh, right, there's a wall there. That's okay. Put an armored locker there, and I have to have some sort of wall there. That's okay. But I can do just some walls like this on the outside, and it won't be too noticeable. Yeah, whatever it is, as long as it blocks the view into the other room, it should be fine. But now I've got another way into this room. I would love to have something there that isn't just that. This gives me another spot to put another armor locker, too, if I want. Okay, that should be good. Well, we'll keep playing with this idea over time, but I do like how that's turned out, so that's not too bad. And it's kind of a quick way down to the ground when I'm piloting the ship. Good. Okay. Next order of business. We're going to start playing with some switches and things. I'm going to get into some programming. So, programming. It's not really programming so much as just things. All right. So, one thing I want to do is on lots of different items, like, for example, the gravity generator. I'd like to have a switch nearby that can turn this thing on and off. So I think with the gravity generator, I might just set it right there on the floor. So this lever is going to be GravGen, and it's going to send GravGen. And then let's go over to the gravity generator and GravGen follow. Should be as simple as that. So now we can turn that on and off at will. So it'll only take a few seconds to just kind of flip that switch and walk away. I like that. There's a few other items I want to do the same thing with. Not even sure what. Hang on, let's take a quick look. If we go and look at the med station, we can see it says, oh, you can't even turn the med station off. There are some things you can turn on and off that you wouldn't expect to be able to, like fuel tanks. Nope. Nope, never mind. The food processor? Yeah, there we go. The food processor is one of the ones that you can turn on and off that you wouldn't expect you'd be able to turn on and off. And if we go into statistics, we can see we're currently using 150 kilowatts. If I go over to the food processor, it says it's using 20. So it should go to 130, right? No change whatsoever. So why it's, has a switch, I don't understand. But yeah, 20 kilowatts when you use it, I assume. However, if I go and look at something else like the advanced constructor that says it's using 300 kilowatts, statistics 150, turn it off, and now it drops by 3 kilowatts. So it uses 3 kilowatts whether you're using it or not. And I'm assuming that it's 300 kilowatts when you are using it. Hard to say. I don't know. That's the answer. So I wouldn't mind having a switch on it as well. It's 3 kilowatts. It's not that big a deal, but I think it might be handy to have. Is that right way up or not? I can't tell. Doesn't matter. Signal logic, construct. Advanced constructor, on, off, construct, follow. There we go. So now it should be off. Yep. And if I want to use it, I'll have to turn it on. Okay. Next. Now, I had lots of people suggesting that I can have the thrusters turn on and off based on a signal. I want to test something. I feel like I tested this before, but I'm not positive. Let's do this. All right. So we're going to set this up. Devices, interactive setup. Okay. So right now, this will only see when I'm in this area. So I'm going to use the numpad and we're going to enlarge, control, shrink, control, alt. It's the weirdest controls. There we go. So that should just see me when I'm in that area, right? So I'm going to hit escape and we're going to say that, let's see, signal logic. This is going to send flight seat. Works for me. And for now, I should be able to hear. You can hear it, right? Yeah, let's set up. I want to set up the lights here to turn off. We're going to do flight seat, follow. Perfect. That is exactly what I want. Light seat, follow. So those lights should turn off unless I'm here, which will turn on. Okay? Here's the problem. If I jump in here, those lights are off. And I had a feeling that would happen. So now if I leave the cockpit or the flight seat, they turn back on again. I get in, they turn off again. The same thing happens in Space Engineers and a lot of other games. As soon as you get into the flight seat, you're not considered there anymore. You're now part of the flight seat. And so it doesn't detect you, which kind of eliminates the ability to have anything set up that triggers when you get into the flight seat. Except I had one comment, thank you very much, that suggested that you can have these more advanced triggers. For example, I can have it so that when I step into this area, it turns on the thrusters, but it does not turn them off when I leave that area. It would only turn them off if I, for example, stepped into an area here and then left it. So we would need more than one sensor to do this. But it's doable. Complicated, but doable. So instead of fiddling for the next half hour while forcing you guys to watch me figure this out, I'm going to fiddle for the next half hour and not force you to watch me figure this out. And then I'm going to explain what I figured out. Well, that actually turned out to be a lot easier than I expected. So I've got this working on the lights right now. Let me show you how it's set up. So I've got one motion detector above the flight seat. And if I step into this area, it triggers a latch, and I'll show you that in a second. If I leave this area, it doesn't do anything. But if I enter this area, it resets the latch. And again, I'll show you that in a second. So let me show you these areas first. So if I do interactive setup for this one, you'll see that it just covers these two doors, and that's it. Nothing else. I have to actually step through one of those doors to exit the bridge. The other one, be this guy right here. You can see this covers the whole area around the flight seat. And I actually wanted to decrease that and see if that would still work. So I'm going to have it just cover that small area. Otherwise, when I'm walking around, maybe looking out the window or something, it might trigger, and I don't want it to do that. So now, if I leave the bridge, these two lights turn off. And if I walk over here, my only concern is if I walk over here and I'm not in that area, but I get into the seat, yeah, it kind of doesn't see me getting there. So I might have to increase the size of that again, or just make sure I walk all the way to it. So let me show you. I went into signal logic, and you've got all these different circuits. And the comment that I showed you earlier mentioned the latch. And I've seen these. This is a standard circuit design. Anybody that's done electronics will recognize most of these. Don't worry about most of them. This set reset latch, the way it works is it's basically, it just remembers whether something is on or off. So what I did is I had the first motion detector, which is transmitting a signal called seat, set the latch. That means it flips it to 1. And that will send out a signal called sitting, which if we look at, I don't know which one it is. There we go. There's one of them. You can see that it says sitting follow. And that means that that light will turn on when this is a 1, and it'll turn off when it's a 0. Now, normally when you leave a motion sensor, it sends kind of the opposite of this signal, like a negative seat. It's hard to explain, and I don't fully understand it myself. So, you know, there's that, which will it'll turn the light off. But in this case, that is ignored by this latch. You actually have to get a trigger from this other motion sensor of leave to reset it to 0. Then that'll send that negative sitting, which will turn off the lights. I don't know if you understood any of that. I barely understand it myself, but it seems to work. So now it's just a matter of changing those lights to actually be something else. All right, all thrusters are in the group called thrusters. Could have sworn there was a way to turn on and off a whole group. Oh, duh. Thrusters, shortcut, custom 1. Then we have to go over to signal. Oh my goodness. I don't remember how I did this. I did it over on the old MBT. Don't tell me I have to do all of them individually. I guess I have to do them all individually. Okay, well, fine. Be that way. Sitting. Sitting. Well, that was lots of fun. Okay. So now that I'm in the pilot seat, theoretically, all my thrusters should be on. Yay! That is awesome. And I can fly for 7 minutes on the amount of fuel I have, which, by the way, was full. I think I'm going to need some more fuel tanks. All right, and then Just a matter of walking over here, and all my thrusters should be turned off. Actually, in theory, yep, it even shows off now under thrusters. That's beautiful. It says it's going to go for another 107 minutes as opposed to 7 minutes. And I can grab a whole bunch of fuel from here and dump it into there. Luckily, I do have a lot of fuel, but it's not all in the tanks. So we're going to want to have more fuel tanks. Should I put them back over here? I don't know. Now, another thing I'm going to want to do, let's see, is get a whole bunch of turrets on here. Now, I've got a drill turret. I think all the rest of the turrets are actually on the MBT. What do you say we go steal at least a few of those? I can remove it faster than the repair thing can repair it, which is kind of nice. And I don't want a pulse laser turret. That's the one that's only useful in space, I think. So I've already got a drill turret, right? Yeah. It's the multi-turret. Yeah. Okay, got it. Minigun turret. Minigun turret. Should I just take all the minigun turrets? Yeah. Now the drill turret and the minigun turret, or sorry, the multi-turret and the drill turret, I want to have more on the bottom of the ship, I think. Like that? Yeah, that should be good. Is that correct? I want that to be even, you know? Yep, that's even. Okay, good. So now I've got a drill and a multi-turret right there where I can use them for whatever I need them for. So plasma turrets, only functional in space. Not an option. Rocket turrets, only functional in space. Pulse laser, only functional in space. Only functional in space. Flak, only functional in space? Good grief. Minigun and cannon turrets are the only ones that I can use on a planet surface. Okay then. Wow, even forward facing. Everything that points forward on this thing is only functional in space. Well, that shucks. Well, since this was primarily to do some attacks on Oskatoon, then I really kind of need to just make a lot of cannon and minigun turrets. That's a little annoying, but I can now see why you guys were saying that I would want a hangar for fighters and that kind of thing. Yeah, we might do that, but I want to see what I can do with just a capital vessel first. So I'm going to do, see, I've got 3 minigun turrets, and I'm wondering if just having a bunch of minigun turrets might do better. Cannons do 16 damage per shot. Rate of fire is 300 rounds per minute. Minigun turrets are 8 at 600 rounds per minute, so literally the same amount of damage per shot. Range 373, range 408, so the cannons have got a little bit more range. Oh, and they rotate a little faster, because it's, I think that's degrees per second, 150 degrees per second versus 120 degrees per second. Oh, but you can only have 6 of each on a ship. That's interesting. I think for now, I'm going to go with 2 cannons. Oh, I need to figure out why I can't make oscillators, too. Ah, I'm just about out of Sathium. I'm betting I've got a bunch inside. I am running just a bit low on Sathium. There we go. Okay, so 1 cannon turret, 1 more cannon, and 1 more minigun turret. Let's go see if we can figure out the best place to put these. So definitely something up on top and near the front. That's a no-brainer. I'm thinking, which one's cannon? That's got to be cannon, yeah. Thinking cannon in the center, and then the miniguns on the outsides. So if we go minigun, minigun, cannon, that's pretty ominous. And then near the back, something like here and here. But I need to actually some more armor before I can do that. Yeah, wait, was it? That wasn't cannon, right? That was minigun. Good. 1030s and 1015s. And I'm thinking I'm going to put the cannon on the bottom on the underside. On the bottom on the underside. Yes, I just said that. You know what I mean. On the bottom near the back is what I meant to say. There we go. So now we have some defense against something coming at the belly. Oh. Am I completely out of armor for over here? Probably. Let me just steal some of this. Even just one will be enough. I think. There. Beauty. Okay. Now I just need some more combat steel. Lots of combat steel. Okay. We have lots of ammo. We have lots of turrets. We have lots of things. I want some more fuel tanks. Actually, I'm going to get those going right now. T3s. I guess 3 more of them. Because I have 3 right now. I'll put 3 more back here, I think. We'll see, we'll see. Oh, one thing I wanted to mention, by the way, is a lot of people were concerned, or at least 1 or 2, were concerned about the hum. I've seen more than one reference to that, and I agree. The hum is definitely annoying here in the machinery area, but once I added in the walls and things, I've noticed it isn't so bad down here. I don't even hear it down here. And by the time I actually get all the way to the bridge, and even in the captain's quarters... okay, it's a little louder than I thought. But, yeah, short of making the whole thing longer, which I might actually end up doing anyway, there's not a whole lot of options for that. I have a thought. Once we decide to make this bigger, because eventually I will, I might turn this center area that we're in right now into a hangar. And we'll have doors on each side. So there'll be a door on this side and a door on that side. And then all of this engine room stuff will actually go through this direction, and we'll extend the whole ship this way, maybe out to, you know, about here or something like that. I'm not sure if and when we'll do that, but we'll see. And I think it's a good way to expand the ship if we want to. Plus, it'll deal with that hum issue, because all of that humming will be down there, the heat will be down there, the radiation will be down there, all that kind of stuff. So I think we're good to go. Did I just tell it to queue these up? Yeah, and then I didn't turn that on. Okay. It's all good. It's all good. We'll get there. So that's about it for this episode. There's still a few more things I want to do, just little things, but I also want your comments. Tell me what you think of the design so far. I know some of you have had very strong opinions about what I should and shouldn't be doing, and I have taken them into consideration. Just keep in mind that I am not trying to make the perfect ship. I'm just trying to make a ship. That's all there is to it. I think that's all. Is that all? If it's not all, tell me in the comments. But either way, hit that thumbs up button. You know you should be hitting that thumbs up button. You've been feeling guilty recently because you haven't been hitting the thumbs up button. I know. I know sometimes I feel guilty when I don't hit the thumbs up button on people's videos. But it's true. Sometimes I don't. And I should. I really should. But whether you hit the thumbs up button or not, I'll see you next time on Epic Tech.